US and UK intensify strikes against Houthis in Yemen. US and British forces escalated their military action against the Houthi group in Yemen, which is linked to Iran. This action involved strikes against over a dozen Houthi targets, marking the latest effort to counter the group's continuous attacks on shipping in the region. The US has been conducting almost daily strikes against the Houthis, who control the most populous regions of Yemen. The Houthis have justified their attacks on shipping as acts of solidarity with Palestinians amid Israeli strikes on Gaza. Despite these efforts, the strikes have not yet succeeded in stopping the Houthi attacks, which have disrupted global trade and increased shipping rates. The military action targeted 18 Houthi locations across Yemen, including underground weapons and missile storage facilities, air defense systems, radars, and a helicopter. This action was supported by several countries, including Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Denmark, the Netherlands, and New Zealand. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin stated that the strikes aimed to further disrupt and degrade the capabilities of the Iranian-backed Houthi militia. He emphasized that the U.S. would continue to hold the Houthis accountable for their illegal attacks. Al Masirah TV, a news outlet run by the Houthi movement, reported that U.S. and UK forces carried out a series of strikes in the capital, Sana'a. An unnamed Houthi military source described the renewed raids as a miserable attempt to prevent Yemen from providing support operations to the Palestinian people in Gaza. Earlier this week, the Houthis claimed responsibility for an attack on a UK-owned cargo ship and a drone assault on a US destroyer. They also targeted Israel's port city of Eilat with ballistic missiles and drones. The Houthi strikes are causing disruptions to the crucial Suez Canal shortcut, which accounts for about 12% of global maritime traffic. This has forced ships to take a longer, more expensive route around Africa. Concerns have been raised about the fate of the UK-registered Rubimar cargo vessel, which was struck on February 18 and its crew evacuated. The U.S. military reported Faith Rubimar was carrying more than 41,000 tons of fertilizer when it was hit, raising fears of a potential environmental disaster in the Red Sea. In response to these threats, the European Union has launched a naval mission to the Red Sea to restore and safeguard freedom of navigation. The United States has also initiated a parallel coalition operation, Prosperity Guardian, aimed at protecting commercial traffic from Houthi attacks. The UK's Ministry of Defence stated that the Royal Air Force initiated these strikes to diminish the capabilities of Houthi drones and missile launchers. The Pentagon described Saturday's strikes as necessary and proportionate, specifically targeting 18 Houthi sites across 8 locations in Yemen. These included Houthi underground weapons storage facilities, missile storage facilities, one-way attack, unmanned aerial systems, air defense systems, radars, and a helicopter. These precision strikes aim to disrupt and degrade the capabilities that the Houthis use to threaten global trade, naval vessels, and the lives of mariners in one of the world's most critical waterways. The Pentagon statement highlighted that the Houthis more than 45 attacks on commercial and naval vessels since mid-November pose a threat to the global economy as well as regional security and stability, and necessitate an international response. The Ministry of Defense stated that their aircraft used paveway 4, despite the Houthis' use of the old missile battery revetments to try to protect the drones. In a separate incident, Yemen's Houthis targeted MV Torm Thor, a U.S.-flagged, owned, and operated oil tanker in the Gulf of Aden. The Iran-aligned group's military spokesperson, Yahya Sarria, stated on Sunday that the group targeted the tanker with a number of appropriate naval missiles. The U.S. Central Command CENTCOM reported that the USS Mason, a guided missile destroyer, shot down one anti-ship ballistic missile launched into the Gulf of Aden from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen that was likely targeting the tanker. The UK and US have initiated another round of missile strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen, following a surge in attacks around the Red Sea by the Iran-backed group. American and British fighter jets targeted sites in 8 locations, as per US officials today.